Hello! Let's put the volume louder. Well, I want to speak about surviving and dealing with uncertainties. We are not children. I mean, we shouldn't act like children because we are not. We remember somehow there's a part, a part of us that's still there, like vestige of our former ego self as a sign of continuity. That's why we like some Walt Disney movies and animated movies. But for the rest, when we act in our common life, we should take for granted that everything unproven, however good it sounds to us, is an unproven thing, and we shouldn't act on unproven things just on faith. The reason we do that because we've been indoctrinated since we were so young, and all our society pushes us to do that because there's a stigma if you're not if you don't believe in God. There is in Italian is without God person means without God means equals bad. I've been researched for a long time in what's going on in our society concerning the economy, the crisis, and what's behind the scenes. And I started to do that also on religion because religion is pervasive, is everywhere, is connected with politics, what is going on in the Middle East and in the world. And I really think that when you start giving up on rationality, and you let irrationality be part of you, you say, well, but I believe in God for the rest. I believe in progress, I believe in science. Well, but science, it's at loggerheads with many things that religious people think. And then people come up with their own personal religion when they pick and choose and cherry picks what they accept, they cannot accept. So become a personal religion, which I can accept more. But since, why don't you just give up on organized religions that are very bad and very stupid? One of the most stupid organized religion in their organized organization is Catholicism. Catholics that there are trials and evidence, judging evidence. Well, there's no evidence to believe a miracle or something. Somebody is a saint or not a saint, and you go and you confess yourself to a priest that forgives you. Well, nobody can forgive me except the person I've wronged. And if society, in a just society, I don't think this is a fair and just society, but should be the judicial, what is the system, the law. So I really think that all this mumbo jumbo is corrupting our minds with unfair promises, wishful thinking. I can't believe that we hope for an afterlife. I can't believe that we hope for a just and fair entity that doesn't even sound like the one we'll see in the Bible or in other holy books. There's a lot of barbarism, there's a lot of violence, there are many contradictions, a lot of things that do not make sense at all. How come in this century, in this millennium, most of people still believe that is the power of conformism, is the indoctrination since we were children. But in spite of all that, many people just come to the conclusion that this is a patronizing system that appeal to, well, I have the courage to say, people who lack of knowledge, lack of real maturity, and the more you see people, the more people believe in a literal interpretation of the text, the more they are kind of uneducated. You will never, very rare to see an upper class person in the money that follows and all these literal interpretations of the Bible, for example. Doesn't make sense at all. I believe in science. It's the only thing we can have. I believe also in compassion and some human traits that are not scientifically, for the time being, justifiable. I don't believe in a harsh, literal following of science that would end up with extreme evolutionary doctrine, so we would let our old people, our sick people die just in the name of natural selection. So there is a part of us that cannot accept this, but that doesn't involve a God. All we have is one thing I beg to differ. I'm not here to say there is no God. Okay? I have no proof. But the default attitude, if I have no proof, there's a doubt. And I think that if there is something out there that is sentient and has to do with the always going on this universe, the way things go, I don't think that this entity wants to be worshipped and is bent on sending us to hell. We don't believe in himself, itself. That's ludicrous, and I think we should be responsible for our actions, no matter how we love Jesus Christ, and whatever you do in your life, your responsibility will stay with you, no matter what you, no matter if the church forgave you, you think Jesus Christ forgave you. These are imaginary entities. I don't believe in Jesus Christ. I think it's a lot of mumbo jumbo. I think that we'll like this figure. This is a paternal, in a way also maternal, with the mother figure. It's a stereotype. That's Zeus, Mercury, and Venus. It's a stereotype. But the smug attitude is people that think they have their truth in their pocket. They come on to you and they say, you need to believe. Oh, you're so sad, you have no God in your life. Yes. Well, Well, if your life were fuller with real things, you wouldn't need the stopgap figure imaginary that at the end of the day is causing more trouble in your life. Okay? You're confusing your thoughts, you know, misinterpreting your thoughts, your feelings with God. If I watch a movie, I have some feelings. Maybe I watch a movie about God, I feel in awe. But it's a movie, that's not a reality. It's called fiction, okay? It's part of life. I like to imagine in the existence of Zeus, all this, when I read something in Greek but I know they do not exist. In a way, they exist because everything you imagine in your mind, in a way, it exists. It exists in your mind. So God is the common existence, like a language. Okay? You cannot touch it, but it exists. So God exists in the minds of those who believe in it. You kill all those people, they disappear, people believe in God, magically there's no God. You can live a fulfilling life without God. We now know things. I know this is a tendency of the man to find reassuring figures, to find the origin of things, to find rhyme and reason, because that's the way we evolved. Find a logical thing. Then we won't find the logical thing. That's our evolution, and it worked but in an illogical way. That's a really harsh contradiction. You cannot find rhyme or reason because there's no rhyme or no reason in this word. What is the meaning of God, of you, and of, maybe there's no meaning. Rather than the fact that we live, we survive, we tend to get the most of this short time we have, and to pass it on to future generation until there will be no word, no sun, and will be nothing. What this is reality? What is reality unfair? We have our share of unfairness. Okay? What if there's no fairness in this world? That rather than fairness among us, people, should we concentrate and focus on the only reality we know of, rather than imagine other realities? It's pure speculation. We can do it. But then we not go door to door, making, I'm reading The Lord of the Rings. I don't go door to door to warn you about Saruman and preach the Bilbo of Frodo words because a good figure. They never existed, but they live in us who read them. That makes sense. Goodbye.